Hey there, good morning. Terrific day 16 of the Supersize Challenge. Every day we are breaking down and building your Supersize business strategy, the strategy for your business to grow, to be whatever you want to be, and to supersize. And it's a process. And I'm breaking down with you the process, morning Chad, of exactly how to do that for your business. Now, yesterday we talked about and kind of brainstormed the different categories of strategies, the ways that you can use to grow your business. And I challenge you to spend a couple of minutes just looking around or researching, because Google is our friend. The internet is an incredibly powerful tool that we can use to help us do whatever it is we want to do quicker, faster, easier. I have learned how to do more amazing things on YouTube this year because the kids encouraged me to look it up and check things out on YouTube. My favorite thing so far this year is how to unclog a toilet. I know, sometimes the pajama grandma has to unclog toilets. We all do, right? We all have to do things that we never expect that we're going to have to do. And I was having trouble and I didn't want to call a plumber, so I went on YouTube and I looked it up. So that's why I encourage you to look things up and be a self-solver and find ways to get the answers that you need. Because as a business owner, that is one of your primary functions, is to overcome obstacles and solve problems, because we never get to where we want to go just by thinking, oh, Skillshare.com, that's awesome, thanks, Chad. But let's get back to strategy. Today we're going to pick the #1 strategy that you want to start focusing on and working on to get you from where you are right now, point A, to where you want to be, point B. And whatever you've defined that as, that's up to you. So if I want to build a $100,000 a year company or $1 million a year company, I look at where I am right now and say I'm making $285,000 a year right now, but I want to make $1 million a year. What strategy do I most want to use to get to that point? What is the thing that I'm going to pick to do first that's going to move the needle the most from my 285 to $1 million? So maybe I pick a strategy that I believe can get me from 285 to $500,000. And I'm going to do that strategy first because I think that's going to get me the biggest jump toward what it is that I want. And we're going to look at the strategies. Now, for example, in the Italian food manufacturing business, I took a shotgun approach and I pretty much tried absolutely everything that I could think of or that I saw in supersizing and growing that business. And some things worked, some things didn't. I started, though, with shoring up and analyzing the manufacturing processes and procedures for that company, because that was my area of expertise. That was what I had a superpower in and was really good at, coming from corporate America. And so for me, in the business, I chose that as my initial improve the business, grow the business strategy, because that's what I knew. And so it was quick, it was easy, it was fast for me to implement those things that I knew. And then we moved on to other things and other projects that I knew would help supersize the business. We actually looked at mergers and acquisitions. We looked at the multiplier. We looked at adding other units in other cities, or franchising the business. We looked at all different things. We looked at having strategic partners join us in other aspects of the business so that we could offer different things to our customers. But we ended up ultimately just primarily using the natural approach to growing, increasing our customer base, increasing our capability and what we could do and provide to supersize that business. And it's up to you to choose what feels right and best for you. And now, keep in mind, you might use different strategies for different times. So I might put a strategy in place initially. I might decide first thing I'm going to do is grow naturally. I'm going to shore up and fix my internal processes, make sure everything is running like a well-oiled machine. Then I'm going to go out and I'm going to acquire more customers, or maybe I'm going to actually bring different businesses into my organization under an umbrella. And my son actually gave me a really good example of this yesterday that I would never even have thought of. He's a car guy, I guess he's a guy, he's not a kid anymore. He's a young man. That's why I'm an old grandma. But he was telling me that the Volkswagen Group, for example, to build out their value ladder or their strategy to get from where they were to where they want to be, because of course Volkswagen Group wants to be a supersized car organization or automobile manufacturer. So they have the Volkswagen brand and the Volkswagen Group, but they also acquired the Audi brand, A-U-D-I. I don't know how to say it properly. I'm sure there's a way to pronounce it. They also have Porsche and Lamborghini, and he said he thinks they own Bentley as well. So there's all different ways to build your strategy out. You can actually acquire and buy different brands as you grow to grow your business. You can add another stream of income, and you don't have to do that yourself. You might partner up with somebody. I have a laundromat friend that actually is just adding a dry cleaning service and another stream of income to his business because it's a way for him to grow and supersize without having to do a lot of the work himself. So there's all different ways you can do that. So what you want to do is you want to pick the strategy that feels best and right for you right now. And then within that strategy, you want to ask yourself, what is the thing I need to do right now? What is the next thing I need to do to move the needle the most for my business? And we want to analyze it based on how easy is it to implement? How fast can I implement it? Do I have the resources? What's the cost to implement that? And do I have access to those resources easily and readily? Or do I need to do things to get those? Because sometimes we can put something in place that we can just do like this, and other times we need to get other resources or other people involved to help us do something. So we might choose to do the thing we can do quickly ourselves before we do the thing that we need to do with other people. I think of things like building relationships with other businesses that we can co-partner with and co-create things with. Or there's a strategy that's been named the Dream 100, and I've used it. I never called it the Dream 100 until the last couple of years when I realized it was called the Dream 100 by certain people. But it's a really good way of describing strategic partnerships that we have with other people that gets people to help promote. We help them and they help us. It's a partnership. And online strategies and things. Just the last couple of years, I've begun exploring online strategies as I'm transitioning from the offline brick and mortar and corporate world to the online world of business. And so some of those things are so fast and so easy to implement and put in place and automate that it's a good choice for the next move, the next thing we're going to do. But we also have to look at all of these things, and we have to say, what's the most urgent and important thing for me to do to move the needle? And also, how do I feel about that? If you get the inkling or the gut reaction that what you're wanting to do isn't right for your business, it's not right for your business. I don't care how quickly it could help you move that needle. Don't do it. I will say that in the past 40 years, every time I have had a bad experience in my life, at some point, I knew in my gut that it was the wrong choice and the wrong thing for me to do, and I did it anyway. And because I would let my mind and my reason and my thoughts and my rational brain override my intuitive gut instinct about that. And every single time it has come back to haunt me. So now, one of the first things I always do is I check in and I say, does this idea, does this strategy, does this feel right to me and who I am in my business today? And if it doesn't, I don't do it. I had the opportunity to sell the Italian food business to a couple of organizations, and both of them didn't feel right. It turns out one of them actually stole my customer list, even though we had a confidentiality agreement, and behind my back went and sold their product to all of my customers. And so my intuition and my gut was 100% right to not sell the business to them. And had I not listened to it, I probably would have sold it to them because it was a decent offer. And I would regret it because they're not the kind of people that I would ever want to be providing those products and services to the world, because those products and services are too good to let some schmucky organization ruin because they just want to make a quick buck. And, let's say, hey, I'm divorced, so obviously I didn't do such a good job listening to my intuition on that one. But there's examples of that in my life, and I've finally learned that although there's might be facts and figures that seem to make a decision right, we have to listen to how we feel about it and is it right for us? Because the decision that might be right for somebody else doesn't mean it's right for you. And you always have to do what's right for you because it's your business that you're growing and supersizing. And so it's all about you. That's it. Go out, make it a fantastic day. Pick the one strategy and the thing you want to work on next, because over the next few days, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be diving deep into exactly how you implement this strategy that you've picked into your business and how you can get extremely quick results by just knocking it out and doing it. And the process is pretty simple and easy. I think you're going to be surprised at how easy it is and how you can break it down and just make it happen for you. Now, if you need help with this, go ahead and just message me. You know you can always message me, and I will be glad to help you in any way, shape, or form that you need with this. That's it. Have a fantastic day. I will see you tomorrow with day 17 of Supersizing Your Business. Have a fantastic day. Pajama Grandma out.